So Dan Morgan on the Carolina Panthers, big spender this offseason, bringing in a lot of depth to the worst run defense in the NFL, one of the worst run defenses of the last 20 years. So bringing
Good
back
things.
Derek Brown, who's one of the top defensive tackles in the league, Bobby Brown, Tershawn Wharton, really solid run defenders in the middle of the defense. They have Jadeveon Clowney, who is still kicking it and still just, playing on his 1 year deals and doing his best. The window that this team is in is about 2 years away from competing. The season is about bringing incompetency to competency. And so adding a player who is going to raise the ceiling of this team makes a lot of sense to me from a general manager perspective. We're already bringing up the floor with our free agent additions. So let's add someone who has the potential to be a star. And if he is not the player we don't think he is, it's not really affecting the window of when we're trying to compete for championships. And so this may be a little rich for some people at 8 overall. Michael Williams has such unique physical traits to work with. There's the famous shot from him warming up from the first game of the year of him doing a long arm, and it is insane. I talked earlier about what are you going to use to beat NFL players? That is something that can work. Give me that guy who you can't touch because his long arm is so good. And the way that he's able to change direction on the field feels very much like a middle linebacker. Is he the most polished technician yet? No. He's also 20 years old. And so we have time for him to develop in the NFL. If it takes 2 to 3 years, that's perfect in the window. We have time for him to play on the team because we're not expected to win. So he can develop while learning on the field. Perfect use of resources as a general manager. And when you look at his 2024 tape, he messed up his ankle bad at the beginning of the season last year. It clearly was affecting him all year. He was not the exact same type of athlete as he was the previous year for the Georgia defense. Again, when you're talking about starters as freshmen in the SEC, is Brock Bowers on the defensive side with way less production, mind you. But that same idea, Derek Stingley going out and being able to start as a freshman, these players are the best guys in the league. So take those players early, bet on your staff to develop unique physical traits. I think would be an amazing addition to the size and beef that they have along their defensive front. And like you said, Adam, right, they're taking this position of weakness to a position of strength in one off season. I think that's awesome way to look at the roster and to build it going forward. That'd be an awesome pick for Dan Morgan. And if 8 is a little rich for you, you could probably move back to like 11. San Francisco moving up, or maybe the Saints want to come up and take Shador if he falls. There are a couple really good trade down candidates in the early teens. If 8 is a little rich for Michael for you, I think that'd be an option out there too.